Bitcoin dominance is currently trading with a well-defined downward channel, indicating a consistent decline over time. Recently, dominance attempted to break below the channel but failed, resulting in a re-entry back to the channel. This failed breakdown suggests that the bearish momentum of Bitcoin is weakening more, and at least temporarily, while we don't see, maybe near-term downtrend is now shifting into mid-term downtrend and bearish momentum. A declining Bitcoin dominance typically signals a potential bullish phase for altcoins, as market capital moves away from Bitcoin into alternative cryptocurrencies. However, in this scenario, the downward movement is relatively fast, and this is confined within the channel, which explains the lack of strong recovery in Bitcoin. For a more significant altcoin rally, we need to see a clear breakdown of this channel, accompanied by a sharper decline in the dominance. Now, a rapid drop would likely trigger stronger buying activity for altcoins, for example XRP, providing better opportunities for traders to sell more Bitcoins. And of course, it is crucial to monitor Bitcoin dominance closely, as its next move will provide key insights into potential market shifts. You need to stay alert, and you need to adjust your trading strategy accordingly. And if you find this market insight helpful, want to stay updated, well, you can subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, like and comment and share my videos. Now let's go to analyze iShares Bitcoin. Why the iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF plunged in February. Bitcoin entered in February near all-time highs, but uncertainty about tariffs, uncertainty about further interest rate hikes by the Federal Reserve, and the economy caused investors to flee risk assets. They are taking away their assets, their money, and putting it in much more safe assets like gold, for example. Bitcoin is still acting like a speculative tech stock rather than a safe haven. And we have also a big danger of China destroying Bitcoin. About this, China destroying Bitcoin, please watch also my last video I did yesterday, because that gives you much more information and insight for future trading and being much more alert. Shares of iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF, the IBIT, fell minus 12.39%, and this fall again increased by another 17% in February, according to data from S&P Global Market Intelligence. The BlackRock exchange-traded funds essentially tracked the price of Bitcoin. Like most assets considered risky, the Bitcoin ETF, which started to fall in February as investors grew skittish over the economy, and those fears were prompted by plunging consumer sentiment readings. As President Trump threatened tariffs on several countries and large-scale federal layoffs led to fears of an upcoming recession. Bitcoin is certainly no safe haven, at least not yet. Bitcoin evangelists have touted its possibilities as a store of value in the event other currencies lose value due to inflation. However, as has been the case in recent market history, the cryptocurrency, and especially Bitcoin, has really behaved more like a volatile, speculative, and volatile technology or tech stock. For example, Nvidia. A lot of scam, Ponzi, fraud. In 2022, when inflation shot up, one might have thought that Bitcoin would remain resilient as a hedge, as some had believed it would. However, the price actually plunged, just like many other stocks in various sectors, before recovering. And we have seen not too seldom, very often, as the tech and NASDAQ started to fall, Bitcoin immediately started its rally, bearish rally. The crypto, especially Bitcoin, also entered in February near all-time highs, just over 100,000, with a big bump coming after the November election. President Trump had promised to deregulate the cryptocurrency industry and making America the Bitcoin capital of the world. He had also vowed to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. However, the digital token, like many stocks that shot up in aftermath of the election, soon fell back to earth. As economic uncertainty erased the post-election bump, tariff fears emerged throughout February as the administration announced a 1-month delay on tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China that's set for February the 1st. Through February, the prospect of tariffs and federal layoffs under the Department of Government Efficiency DOGE program ramped up as the deadline drew near, which was causing several highly negative consumer sentiment readings. It threatened tariffs actually did not go into effect on March the 4th, also on Tuesday. So the administration soon carved out another 1-month delay for certain goods covered under the 2020 US-Mexico-Canada trade agreement. Now, the question is, where does Bitcoin go from here? It appears that Trump is at least making good on one of his promises to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And we have seen that on last Friday as the summit in the White House was already opening by President Trump. Minutes later, a lot of tweets were posted on Twitter, on X, and we saw a Michael Saylor that has a lot of worries. What was happening? It was just this sentence that Trump was saying, "Never sell your Bitcoin." That's a little phrase that they say. I don't know if they are right or not. Who the hell knows? What did he mean? Who said it? People like Michael Saylor said that never sell your Bitcoin. And now in those tariffs or in those meetings, Donald Trump indirectly addressed to the people they need to be cautious about having Bitcoins. Well, You need to understand also that the crypto market is a very dangerous market. Bitcoin evangelists have or may have been expecting more following the election, as many likely hoped the government would actually purchase the cryptocurrency on a regular basis, increasing market demand. Notably, it remained near its year-to-date lows even after SEC's announcement. The question is now, should you invest in Bitcoin? Well, that's your own decision. I, for my part, am selling Bitcoin massively, very massively. Why? Because a Bitcoin correction or even a trend reversal, in my opinion, already we have the trend reversal, can bring a drop of life to this market, especially Bitcoin. Fundamentally, traders have not vaulted or waited for any active support for cryptocurrencies from the United States government, as stated in Trump's election campaign. Crypto exchange hacks, scam coins, Bitcoin dominance are negatively affecting Bitcoin and, of course, altcoins on the same time too. Bitcoin's current decline, possible drop to 75 to 73K first, and from there to 62, and from there to 49,850. The next levels are 32,000, 25,000, and last not least 8,000. Yes, Bitcoin is leading and targeting the gap of 8,000, 8K, 8000, as the stimulates and simultaneous flow of funds from Bitcoin to altcoins and Bitcoin's rise from strong support could renew its chances and many chances for altcoin session too. Now, a small correction to resistance 88 to 90 is of course possible before price starts to decline again. BTC may try to go deeper, but based on the situation with the market imbalance, lack of driver and support, the price will descend and targeting in the medium term to reach below 50K. If the market starts to get up from there, well, everything is possible in trading, but we need to be alert and we need to be realistic. Also, now some words to Bitcoin is similar to communism. Yes, Bitcoin is similar to communism. Both Bitcoin and communism begin with utopian ideas, grand visions of equality, fairness, freedom from centralized control. In Bitcoin's case, it promises a decentralized financial system where no single entity has power and everyone can participate as equals. Similarly, communism aims to abolish class distinctions and central authority, envisioning a society where everyone shares equally in the benefit of collective labor. I want to acknowledge that I wasn't always being so critical, especially about Bitcoin, but now I think I am. In fact, I once saw Bitcoin as a groundbreaking innovation with the potential to transform the world for the better. Like many others, I believed in its promises of decentralization, of financial freedom, and democratization of wealth. However, as I dived deeper into how Bitcoin actually works and what it truly represents, my initial enthusiasm gave way to growing skepticism. Yes, a lot of skepticism about Bitcoin. Day after day, months after months, frauds, scams, and Ponzi schemes. Over the years, I have dedicated significant time and effort to researching and studying it, analyzing its mechanics, ideology, and real-world implications. What I have found and what I think and what I've come to realize is that Bitcoin resembles a digital finance version of communism in several ways, and this comparison helps illuminate why it's fundamentally flawed. But here's also the core issue. Neither system aligns with the realities of human behavior or the structure of the world we live in. In practice, Bitcoin, like communism, has given rise to new forms of power concentration and exploitation. Despite its decentralized architecture, Bitcoin mining, governance, wealth disruption, and now central control of the US government, that's maybe in the future, but they are starting it already, are anything but equitable. Mining is dominated by a handful of large corporations. Like in communism, there is only one party which controls everything. And mining and individuals with access to immense computing power and cheap electricity. But who is supporting it? I believe there are the governments behind it, maybe the intelligence, which are sharing and spreading narratives like Satoshi. A person, an utopian person, never someone has met, not Satoshi. This is just a name, an idea, but there is no evidence for its existence. And yes, there are a lot of people who believed this narrative and they became to evangelists, like the fascists, like whom has been following the NS National Sozialismus Hitler Germany, like in communistic countries where like USSR, Soviet Union, former Soviet Union, where only one party has to say to command all the people. Wealth too is concentrated in the hand of small elite, Michael Saylor and other Ponzi Bitcoin billionaires. But what is about the others? Reports show that a significant percentage of Bitcoin is controlled by a tiny fraction of its users. Much like communism, Bitcoin creates a system where the idealistic rhetoric masks a very different reality. Exploitation by those who are already well positioned to capitalize on the system's flaws, and serves to widen the wealth gap rather than close it, ensuring that the rich remain at the top, exactly like communist parties. There is only one party, but the majority of people are poor. They need to work hard to make those elite swinies fatter and richer. Meanwhile, many Bitcoin enthusiasts operate under the illusion that they are participating in a revolutionary movement, exactly like in communism. a lot of people started to believe that communism was something good. They started to believe that utopian vision, and they started to spy each other. They started to attack everybody who had another contrarian opinion. They jailed them. They murdered them. They killed them. They tortured all the opposite or contrarian opinion people who said communism is not the right one for our freedom. And at the end, after 8 years, communism fell. This will exactly happen also to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin enthusiasts operate under the illusion that they are participating in a revolutionary movement, unaware that the very system they champion perpetuates and reinforces existing power dynamics. The problem with utopian systems like communism or utopian systems like Bitcoin isn't that they are inherently bad or born from ill intentions. The problem is that they are unrealistic. They can't work in the complex, competitive, and deeply unequal world we live in. Instead of creating true freedom or fairness, they often end up becoming tools for exploitation, for exacerbating the very issues they claim to solve, just as communism failed to deliver on its promises of equality and prosperity. Bitcoin too falls short of its vision of financial emancipation. And this is exactly President Trump is doing. President Trump is destroying this utopian disillusion. President Trump is a very smart president who knows exactly how and what communism did to people, and he's going to avoid it to become and to hurt American people and also people worldwide again. This is the reason he directly doesn't say anything, but he indirectly destroys slowly and very slowly Bitcoin. And that's something I welcome. With a man like President Trump, a strong man, a peacemaker, and also a lot of peacemakers around Europe, for example, who are against cryptocurrency because they have already understood that Bitcoin is exactly the same like communism, and most of them have been living under the suppression of communism. They are going to fight this utopian system, and they are doing it very good by loosening restrictions, legal and many other laws, by confiscating Bitcoin miners who are generating illegally, supporting by socialistic and communistic systems, and going to arrest everyone who is scamming, stealing money from the normal people. And that's exactly they should continue, and I'm going to support them every day. But crypto-communism is not something new. Crypto-communism is a secret support for or administration of communism. Individuals and groups have been labeled as crypto-communists, often as a result of being associated with or influenced by communists. Crypto-communism among political leaders aided to Sovietization of the Baltic states. And yes, there are also a lot of historical use of term of crypto-communism. In 1947, Winston Churchill described a crypto-communist as one who has not the moral courage to explain the destination for which he is making. In 1949, shortly before his death, George Orwell compiled a list for the Information Research Department of the British Foreign Office of 38 journalists and writers who, in his opinion, were crypto-communists or fellow travelers. In 1960, Bruce Hutchison, Hutchison, described what he viewed as a crypto-communist threat from the left swings of the Liberal Democratic Party of Japan under Nobusuke Kishi. In West Germany, some accused the Social Democratic Party under the leadership of Willy Brandt and being a crypto-communist front. The Black Book of Communism refers to some individuals as crypto-communists, namely Damian Welchev and Ludwig Svoboda. There are also many cases, for example, the Palgrave Handbook of Anti-Communist Persecution, the totalitarianism and the prospect of world order closing the door on 20th century, the Sydney Morning Herald of 19 April 1947, George Orwell's List, the New York Review of the Book, and also Can We Keep the Japanese on Our Side, a book that was published 27th of February 1960 by Bruce Hutchison. Also you find in a book called A Postage Stamp Raises West German Tempers by Craig Times, and also several other books, especially the Black Book of Communism, Crimes, Terror, and Repression, that has been written and published by Peter G. Albert, by Courtois, by Stephan, by Verse, Nicholas, Andrzej, Penny, Bartosek, Karel Margolin, and Jean-Louis in 1999. Also, Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, is one of those crypto-communists who are at this moment sanctioning and banning every post that is against Bitcoin. They immediately close the account, they immediately censor the account, and they remove the videos, the calls, and also the posts, which also one person are critical about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. The New York Review of Books in September the 25th, 2003, here on the picture, is writing and has been already publishing the Orwell's lists. This was written by Timothy Garton Ash. So there it was at least a copy of George Orwell's notorious list of crypto-communists that went into the files of a semi-secret department of the Foreign Office on May the 4th, 1949. It lay before me in a bluff folder on the office table of a senior Foreign Office archivist. Despite all the controversy Around it, no unofficial person had been allowed to see the list for more than 54 years, since someone typed up his official copy of the original list that Orwell dispatched from his sickbed on May the 2nd, 1949, to a close friend. The name was Celia Kirwan. She had recently begun work in the Foreign Office Information Research Department, short form IRD. Orwell's list, which is divided into 3 columns headed name, job, and remarks, is eclectic. It includes Charlie Chaplin, J.B. Priestley, and the actor Michael Redgrave, all marked with question mark or question mark, implying doubt whether they really were crypto-communists or fellow travelers. The list is very interesting. Maybe you can Google it. You can also read again here the New York Review of Books, September 25th, 2003, or just Orwell's list, and read it also on Wikipedia. Last but not least, maybe a last word. Be very alert if somebody is telling you illusions and that a cryptocurrency is the best, the perfect for human beings. If you hear or listen to the words somebody is telling you that's perfect, then exactly there you need to be alert. Don't take everything for granted those people are telling you. Maybe potentially there might be signs that they might be, but nothing is perfect. Just God is perfect. And the human being is surely not perfect. So I'm not perfect and you are not perfect, because we all make mistakes. Think about it before you invest your money in those scammy systems. And I'm not saying that Bitcoin as itself is scammy. The idea is good. But people who are spreading the narratives, who urge you to buy Bitcoin, people, influencers who are the Bitcoin evangelists, and they attack immediately everyone and spreading misnarratives about all those persons who have critical contrarian opinions. And in a democracy, we have the free right of speech and free right of thinking. Never, ever let others to tell you that you are wrong if you are right. Of course, you need to ask your opinions yourself always and maybe question it. And it's not something bad if we are wrong, because exactly out of those mistakes we all can learn, and this is the first true step for progressive development of behavior and also of our mankind behavior to develop our civilization worldwide to something that has a real peace and a big amount of wealth for everyone. But as I said, this is an illusion, because there are people out there who want to command and govern over the others. That's their nature. While there are also other people who are fighting every day for democracy, for a better life for everyone, and they really do. What I appreciate a lot. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please share this video, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and also comment it. Your comments are always very welcome. Have a nice day and have a good trade.